Today's book, Become What You Are by Alan Watts. This is a tremendous book. Alan Watts is someone who, he's from the Western world, but he understands Eastern ideology. And I think this is something that more of us should embrace. More of us should understand that it's not just forcing yourself to do things. It's not doing more and more and more and more and getting more and more money and getting more and more things and having a better and better title. Like, these aren't the things that make you happy. None of these things will ever provide you a shred of happiness. And the truth is, like, anything beyond your means, anything beyond your basic needs is just excess. And the more excess we have, the more likely we are to steer off the path. And I think this book is very interesting because it puts things in a perspective that you haven't heard. It puts things in a perspective that really integrates the more Eastern philosophies of Buddhism, of Zen, of Taoism, and it explains life in a manner that you haven't approached, but when you approach it in this manner, it just becomes simple. Like, most of us will work 40 years, we'll go to college, we'll work 40 years in an office, sit behind a desk, sit there all day, drive in traffic, waste away most of our days for a corporation that doesn't care about us, and in the end, we end up missing a lot of events with our family. We end up missing, birthdays or, your kid's first steps or your kid's first words. Like, we sacrifice so much for the sake of keeping up with the Joneses, for the sake of making more money, for grinding, for doing all of these things, for, forcing ourselves to be busy, for forcing ourselves to do more. And I mean, I'm not saying that some of these things aren't necessary, but like the excess that we take it to, I think it's completely unnecessary. Like, look at Elon Musk, look at Jeff Bezos. Those dudes have everything in the world. They don't have to work another day in their lives, but they do it because they don't know what else to do. And maybe it makes them happy. Maybe it truly makes them happy, and maybe I'm just judging them. But I'm thinking that there's so many people out there that would accept a lot less for a lot less. Like, if you could get away with doing half the work and make half the money, and you could still live, do you think you would do it? And for many of us, I think the answer is yes. For many of us, I think if we had more freedom, if we had more time to pursue our passions, to pursue, starting a family, or if you have a family, spending more time with them, I think these are necessary concessions that a lot of us would make. So why are we trying to kill ourselves for the sake of what society thinks? Why are we trying to force ourselves to do certain things instead of just live life? Everyone you see pretty much is existing in another state except the present. And the only thing that you can affect is the present. I say this all the time, but the reason I say this all the time is because it's so important. You need to understand the past is the past. It's set in stone. You can't change anything. All you can do is learn. And you have to look at the past. If you're going to look at the past, you're going to have to look at the past without emotion, so you can learn, so you can grow, so you can be better next time. But everyone is lingering in the past, thinking about past relationships, thinking about what was. And it's just like, you're going to sacrifice your present moment, you're going to sacrifice your present life for the past or for the future, because the future is the same. The future doesn't exist. The future will never exist. The future is just a projection of everything that's happened up till now. But in this very moment, you have the ability to change. In this very moment, you have the ability to adapt. You have the ability to grow. You have the ability to steer your ship in a different direction. And like, thinking that the future is set in stone as well is also a dumb thing, because we can affect change. We can affect the present. We can affect this current moment. But, most people are out here worrying about, some assignment that's due in 2 months, some bill that they have to pay at the end of the month, some just responsibility that's not necessary to be worrying about in the present. Like, the more you are in fear, the more you have anxiety, the more you have any of these negative emotions, the less able you are to tackle the problem. And I think so many people are all wrapped up in the quote-unquote bad parts of life. They're wrapped up in the responsibilities, and they're so serious about them that these responsibilities ruin them. These responsibilities prevent them from doing all they can. And I really think this book is a good reset. I think this book is a good perspective for someone that is in the Western world, because everything's just so fast-paced. Everything's just so, I gotta go, I gotta move, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And I mean, I used to be one of these people, and now I'm so much more relaxed. And the truth is, I'm so much more happy. And I get more done now than I did before, because the work I do is creative. The work I do is more passionate. It's more engaging, and I'm more present when I'm doing this work versus before I'm shutting off my brain and just mindlessly crunching numbers, mindlessly filming videos, mindlessly doing this or that. And I'm telling you, this is a perspective that has the potential to change your life. And I really think you should pick up this book for the simple fact that the Western world is not doing an ample job of explaining the human condition. They think the human condition is work, 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 get a lot of money, and then you'll be happy. But the truth is, if you forego your present for the future, you will never be happy. Because the moment you get that desired state, you won't know what to do with it. You won't know how to be happy. You'll be looking to the next thing. Have you ever bought a car, and then you see the newer model of that car pull up next to you, and you're like, damn, I don't like this car anymore? That's how you're going to feel with that money. That's how you're going to feel with that house. So don't fall for these traps. Don't fall for these things. And yeah, pick up this book. Link will be in the description. If you want more from me, my school's free right now. On top of that, join my Discord. Peace out. I love you guys.